Hi everyone, Sarah Rose here. Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. Today I wanted to talk to you about the self-healing process. If you follow me at all, you know I like to talk about the manifesting process and creating our own reality, and how the manifesting process is very much a self-healing journey. And the reason I say that is because I believe innately we are all already abundant, and what we have to do is just sort of shave away the shit that's holding us back and the stuff that's holding us down and keeping us from flying high and keeping us from raising our vibration. And I wanted to share with you just a little bit about my own self-healing journey and why I feel you really have to look at self-healing from a holistic standpoint, meaning mind, body, and spirit, before you'll have any real breakthroughs. Okay. If you've read my about page or followed me at all, you know that about 10 years ago, I was in a 6-year period of a lot of health issues, coupled with finance issues and, everything you can imagine, debt and death in the family, death from a friend, everything compounding on me in a very short period of time, making me very physically sick. And at the same time, I was also someone that never took self-care seriously. So I was overstressed, overworking myself, posing as a young, independent woman, but deep down, I was trying to overcompensate for this lackful feeling and for this feeling of unhappiness, this chasing the carrot, and always trying to, I'll feel better when I have this, or once I achieve that kind of mentality. So it was running myself ragged. But anyways, I experienced a huge health issues, like a tornado of health issues. And no matter what I tried, I could only get marginal results when I was focused on the physical healing alone. So I had gut health issues, SIBO, IBS, candida overgrowth, leaky gut syndrome, over 28 food allergies, adrenal fatigue, thyroid, low thyroid, hormone imbalance, deficiencies, vitamin D deficiency, along with some other deficiencies. So eventually I landed myself in the ER with pneumonia because I had run my immune system so low, because obviously your immune system, if you don't know, is tied to your gut. So I had a lot of issues going on. It was a very stressful time for me because of, like I said, I had finance issues going on, and I had the death of my father, who I had unresolved issues with, and my friend that passed away. A lot of things hitting the fan for me in a very short period of time. And even though that was the reality that I was in at that time, the reason I was in that reality was because of the choices I was making. And here's the main thing what I was doing. I was looking for things outside of myself to make myself better. So I was doing everything under the sun. I started with eating clean, which is something I still do and I still believe in, but I was looking at it as my solution. Like, if I can just, eat clean, everything's going to go away. If I could and I turned into obsessive and really restricted because I had so many food allergies, and coming from a very, feeling like isolated. Nobody understood what I was going through. I couldn't go to parties or hang out at holiday events without having all these issues. So it was no fun. But I started with nutrition and got marginal results. I would improve some of my symptoms, but they would still be there. And it would be like, I have to monitor everything I do, everything I put in my mouth, like everything I ate, drank, everything. And so, and then, I turned to every holistic practice, every holistic therapy you could think of. And when I say holistic, they were just, working with energy, or working with your body, or working with, the physical, or working with, a lot of different aspects of your being. So energy healing, yoga, meditation. I became a yoga teacher. I became a Reiki master, acupuncture, regular massages, lymphatic massages, colon hydrotherapy, chiropractic work, like everything you can think of, I was doing. And I was still getting marginal results. And to the point where I remember, going everywhere, whether it was the grocery store or the restaurants or a family gathering or just, anywhere in public, people would look at me and say, smile. Like I obviously had a face that did not look happy, but I just didn't want to be told that. That's sort of like being told, telling an angry woman to calm down. It's not good. Not going to get good results. So that just pissed me off even more because I was like, you freaking smile. I got shit to worry about. That's where I was in my mindset, and constantly having a struggle. And whether it was struggling with my health, trying to maintain wellness, looking around at other people that were doing half the amount of healthy things I was doing and not having any of the same issues. Obsessively going to the gym, doing all sorts of stuff that when all of these things are good, except for I was doing them from the mindset that they were going to heal me. And so here's the kicker. When I say it's time to heal your own shit, which is the title of this video, what I mean is you doing the inner soul work that only you can do and no one else can do it for you. Because you can go to a million Reiki energy clearings, or you could go to a million massage therapies or colon hydrotherapies or whatever you want to do. And they may help bring you back into balance temporarily. But if your mindset and if your limited beliefs and if the story you're telling yourself has not changed, and if you're still holding on to emotional baggage or things from childhood or resentment from anything, like if you're holding on to these negative things on an emotional level or on an energetic level, you're only going to get so far with the physical healing. So my whole spiritual awakening started with getting really sick and really pissed off. I was an angry person. I was not pleasant to be around. And I was super sick. And then sort of like really, how do I put it? Like, I was parading myself around as if I was like this independent woman, which part of that is true. I am an independent woman. I love my independence and freedom. I love being an entrepreneur. I love those things. And part of that was like a facade, a mask that I was wearing that really hid the true part of me. And the true part of me was vulnerable and sensitive. I mean, I'm a freaking empath, for God's sake, but I was walking around with like a stone cold shell around me, around my heart, and around me in general. Very harsh, very rigid. And these were all defense mechanisms that I was holding on to. And when I started to realize that and started to go inward for my healing and started to release a level above the physical. So you have the physical, you have mental, emotional, energetic, spiritual, right? Those are the aspects of your being. When I went a step above the physical and I started to clear the emotional shit, then I had a huge breakthrough, and my health, I don't even have to think about it anymore. A lot of people I still read when they're on these like Candida diets or SIBO diets and things like that. I still watch what I eat, and I've adopted like a more low sugar diet in general because for obvious reasons, I like to be healthy and I know that that's healthy for me. But I could still be sitting there obsessing over just solely what I eat and not be any better, and probably have some kind of, immune deficiency because of it, because I'm only focusing on what I was eating and not focusing on the shit that was making me sick, really, the stuff that was making me stressed out, the stuff that was making me sad, the stuff that was causing me to make decisions that didn't take care of myself. All of those thoughts and limited beliefs that kept me in a state of unworthiness, feeling like I had to fight to get ahead or struggle in order for something to be really important. It had to be hard, and things like that. So it wasn't until I started to go inward and heal. And my breakthrough was forgiveness. Forgiveness is what started my spiritual awakening. It was very synchronistic on how that happened and how it came into my life. And it came in at the perfect time when I was ready for it and when I was asking for it. Prior to that, it didn't matter, who talked to me or what I read or what I heard. It would go in one ear and out the other. I just, until you're ready, you're not ready. And there's a purpose for that. But at the perfect time, I was ready, and my breakthrough was forgiveness. And so Forgiveness, not just on, healing the inner child, healing the little girl that had went through some things that caused her to believe that she was unworthy or undeserving. So there's an inner child healing that was necessary and still is going on, because we're all a work in progress. We're all in this state of becoming, but also then starting to look at the areas in which we hide ourselves, like not only the shadow aspects that you're ashamed of, or the shadow aspects that you wish you didn't have, which we all do, but also hiding some of our light, hiding some of our greatest talents from the world as well. So really stepping into a place of full ownership of all of it, full authenticity, full acceptance of all of it, and knowing that, light doesn't exist without dark, right? There is a duality here, at least here in the physical realm where we are living right now on Earth, that we can acknowledge. There's a polarity, and there's what's that saying? There's good in the worst of us, and bad in the best of us. So there's no one that escapes this. So forgiveness can go beyond just forgiving your people that have hurt you in the past that you're holding resentment for still, but it can also be self-forgiveness, like forgiving yourself, self-compassion, self-acceptance, self-care, stepping into your worthiness and knowing that you deserve to have a fabulous freaking life, and that you don't have to walk around and live in a state of fear or lack. You don't have to settle. You don't have to settle for anything. You don't have to settle for mediocre health. You don't have to settle for a mediocre relationship. You don't have to settle for a mediocre career. You can live your dream life, and it may not happen overnight, and it's not going to happen overnight, but you have that ability, that desire that is that is there, is real. And so if you're watching this video and resonating with any of this, you're resonating with exactly where I was and who I was, 10 years ago. And I'm still stepping into my becoming every single day, doing things that challenge me and get me out of my patterns and out of my habits, so I can do it better than the day I did it before, right? Because we're all in this, and we're all in the state of evolution. So I just wanted to share this video, share my own little self-healing, a piece of my self-healing journey. I go way more into this in my new free training, which is called the F Word, where you can reclaim your effing worthiness already through forgiveness, self-love, and self-acceptance. So if this is something that resonates with you, if you're feeling like it is time for you to heal, not just on the physical level, which is where we probably most go to first, right? Because it's obvious. You want to take care of your body and things if you're not feeling good, but you want to step it up a notch and step up your inner game, and you want to take it to the next level and work holistically and be strong in body, mind, and spirit, and release the shit on the emotional and energetic level that is not serving you, so you can become a channel of high vibration energy. Because when high vibration energy, which is available to all of us, tries to enter through our channel, if it's coming up to a lot of blocks, then you're not going to receive the benefits of that energy. It's going to get blocked. And it's about clearing those blocks. And that's why I say manifesting is a self-healing journey, because as you eliminate those blocks that are blocking that high vibe energy, then your vibration is naturally going to rise. You will feel lighter when you release emotionally. You will feel lighter when you no longer believe something that used to limit you. And so once I took it from a physical level up to an emotional level, then I started working more on mindset and a mental level. And I'd like to share this process with you. I share it in all of my coaching programs. I share it in the Soul Polish Coaching program. I share it in the Habit Lab. I share it in my private coaching program. And I share it in all my free trainings, because it's self-healing and manifesting go together. And I believe that's ultimately why we're here, just even on a soul level. I believe we incarnate in this lifetime so we can evolve and we can come into recognizing, self-realization, of our own worthiness, of our own deservedness. And it's not based on anything that society has deemed to be a success. So it's not based on an accumulation of money. It's not based on having the perfect car. It's not based on having the perfect job, even though I believe you freaking deserve all of those things. And there's no reason why you shouldn't have them if that's what you desire. It's not contingent. So if you're ready to make your worthiness a non-negotiable and not contingent on other factors, and in that process, skyrocket your well-being and skyrocket, your abundance in all areas of your life, then I highly recommend, if you're resonating with this, that you start with my free training called the F Word. I'm going to show a link to it below this video. So whether you're watching this video on YouTube or over on my blog, or somewhere on Facebook, because I post it everywhere. So wherever you're seeing it, feel free to post comments if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll also post the URL so you can get into the forgiveness training, which, by the way, is going to be live the first time I launch it. So it's going to be, let me check real quick. It's set for Thursday the 29th, Friday the 30th, and Saturday the 31st of this month, which corresponds with the full moon in Libra on the 31st, because we're going to have a full moon release, full moon ceremony. So it corresponds with that. It's also going to come with meditation that you get immediately upon signing up. And the same meditation that I used to release decades of resentment that I was holding on to, and anger and emotional pain that I was holding on to. And so that's going to be, mark your calendars for Thursday the 29th through Saturday the 31st. I'll give you all the details when you opt in for the forgiveness training. Again, it's completely free. I'm going to be doing the training live the first time. That means it will be completely interactive, where if you show up live, you can ask me questions there. And yeah, so I hope this video finds you well. And again, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. Post them below wherever you're watching this video. And I hope this video finds you well. Namaste.